Alright, shalom, y'all. It's Brother Apollos. I want to check in with y'all on this Afghanistan situation, man. I know y'all been seeing what's going on. Or at least I hope y'all been watching what's going on. But it's getting crazy. Hold on, let me fix this thing. It's getting crazy out here, man. And I'm hoping that our sisters are paying attention, because a similar thing is going to happen. A similar thing that's happening in Afghanistan, a similar thing is going to happen when the Israelites take the world back. When the Israelites take the world back over, all women in power will be subject to men. That's going to happen. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's just when. In the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of God in Christ, it's not going to be no women in power. And that's because it never was any women in power in the kingdom of God in Christ while we was ruling. The reason for that is because God made the man as the ruler. A lot of the craziness that's going on in Afghanistan, a lot of people looking down on it, and you know, the whole Western world will paint a whole different picture for you, and how you thinking that people are crazy that's actually living closer to the Bible than you are. That's the crazy part of this thing. You're boosting them up, man. That ain't gonna work. But yeah, these people have you thinking that you living like you living right and righteous, and you looking down on what's going on over there in Afghanistan. You looking down on people that's trying to take back their country from this fake democracy that was given to their country, that was taken up, that actually took over their country. These people trying to reestablish life the way it was before the American rule. Trust me, a lot of people want to reestablish life how it was before America came into power, because they destroyed life for man as you know it. These men in America have no idea what it's like to actually be a man, to actually live a man's life and have women in subjection the same way our forefathers did. This seems like a chauvinist or a boastful thing to say now, but it's just regular life stuff. But you just can't even say it in this time without it seeming like you know there's some harsh intent behind it. It's horrible. But the truth of the matter is, life was supposed to be made and spent the way God said it's supposed to be spent. We're not supposed to think ourselves more righteous than God, or think that we know better than God, because God say that we're supposed to sell our daughters. God say we're supposed to sell our daughters to a righteous man. And these times they look like, sell your daughter? What? You know, they look at you like you crazy. But that's why this whole thing that's going on in Afghanistan is so crazy and so relevant to America, because when America fall, a lot of it is going to be just like this. A lot of it is going to be just like what we're seeing in Afghanistan. So what we're seeing is a bunch of women that have been put in power in Afghanistan, that have been lifted up and over their men, have been taught that they're so-called equal, which in American language means better and above. They've been taught that they don't need a man. All this craziness that they teach women over here, they teaching that to them over there, or they was until last week. So these women, imagine the lifestyle of these women that's at home 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, or I should say 2 months ago, because 2-3 weeks ago they started to get the hint of what's going on. But 2-3 months ago, imagine the lifestyle of these women. imagine them, a judge, because America went over there, set up, I think it was over 230 judges in Afghanistan, 230 women judges. So imagine her life as a judge. She coming home, talking crazy to her man, just as these women judges do today. And I'm gonna get on Judge Janee. I think that's the chick name, Judge Janee. She was talking real slick earlier. I need to make sure I touch on that later. But America, they take these women and empower them. And these women just 2 months ago was sitting there with all the pride in the world of being a judge and being, uplifted in the community. Everybody looking at her as she can do no wrong. She's a judge of everybody else. Shit, you can't tell her nothing. So imagine the lifestyle she went from having all of that power and America backing her to now, where she don't have no power at all. Not only imagine that, imagine the transitional period. Imagine her sitting there being disrespectful to her husband. Her husband like, you do realize that America will be leaving here in about 2 months, because Trump made a deal that that America was going to leave Afghanistan by May 2021. So actually this is late, and that's the reason why they didn't already took over everything, but because they didn't already got their wheels turning. But Trump made that deal, so they already knew that this was coming. So imagine the conversation of the husband telling the woman, in 2-3 weeks or 2-3 months, America's gonna be gone. And all of that pride that you had and everything that you had was given to you by America, and everybody uplifting you and treating you like you special and like you don't have to serve me and obey me. When they come, they're gonna kill all of the women that are not subservient to a man, that are not wives to a man. They're gonna kill all of the women that have become Americanized. So imagine the conversation, him warning her, letting her know. And it's just I'm watching still some of these interviews on CNN and Fox News of these prideful ass judges and doctors and dentists and all these different things, these different professions America gave them. I'm watching these interviews and they still prideful. Some of them still sitting there prideful. Some of them still sitting there like they, America abandoned us, but I'm just sitting here waiting for them to come and kill me. Yeah, because you messed up. You lived your whole life as an American woman, or I should say the last 20 years as an American woman, disrespecting your husband, thinking you better than your husband, when you knew, this not like most Americans that don't know, you knew how you were supposed to be living. You knew that everything in your community or within your people was structured off the good book. You knew this. Whether it be the Quran, which we know it was, but the Quran was based off the Bible. Now we know the heathens went through all that mustard up in there, but the basics of a family structure is there. It's there. So she knew how she was supposed to be acting. These people knew that America was teaching wickedness. This was known that America is the evil empire. So they knew this. And all along, they sat there and played the whole game. Sat there and made it seem like it was all good to be disrespectful to your husband, knowing he's your Lord, he's your end all, tell all. But you took what America gave you. You took that opportunity to be rebellious. You took that opportunity to be free, to be your own woman, to have your own choices. You took that opportunity. Knowing it was wrong, knowing what the book say about how women's supposed to be in complete subjection in everything, as Ephesians 5:24 say. These women knew this and chose to sign over to America. Chose to follow, because they didn't have to go to the American schools. They didn't have to be a part of these American programs. They didn't have to do that. They chose that because America gave them a way out of serving God. America gave them a way out of doing it the right way. Now, how does this tie in with you sisters? You sisters need to understand, soon as the trumpet sound, your protection is gone. Your 911 is gone. Soon as the trumpet sound. Just understand that. And the way you treated your man, you gonna care about it then. You gonna care about the way you treated him. Like my brother said, this your last line of protection. My bro from Oklahoma, he said, it's your last line of protection. You need to make this brother feel comfortable. You should be trying to make this man feel comfortable. What y'all doing? Y'all being disrespectful as hell to your husbands. You commanded to treat them as Christ. You treating them as just any old nigga on the street. And when that day comes, when that trumpet sound, just know all of the repercussions, all the payback is coming. All the recompense, all of that is coming, and it's coming from your Lord. It's because God is a righteous judge. And he gonna make sure that the lords of servants have the opportunity to discipline those servants for their disobedience. And that's something y'all can't understand, because y'all do not want to accept order. Y'all do not want to accept the fact that God said a man is the Lord of a woman. But in that day, all you women are going to be looking and searching for a man to protect you. But you're going to have the stain of a ratchet woman on you, to where a man ain't going to want to deal with you. A man ain't going to stick up for you. A man ain't going to say he there to protect you or you belong to him. And that day is payback, sisters. And all of the power that y'all been given by this white man shall be taken away. And all of the power and the strength and the might of your husbands is the only thing that's gonna matter in your household. There ain't gonna be nobody to come and save you. Ain't gonna be no American Negroes that come and say, no, that's a female. Nah, ain't gonna be none of that going on. It's gonna be pure judgment from a Lord to a servant. That's what it's gonna be. And it's gonna be ordained of God. Luke 12:47. Y'all know what it say, man. I done spoke on Luke 12:47 so many times it don't make no sense. And that servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes, as it is written. It's called the Lord for a reason. But y'all want to make me the bad guy, like I wrote it. Scripture say, Psalms 45:10, that you're supposed to worship this man. Girl, you better get to worshiping. Because when that day come, he the one that's your judge. He the one that's going to say you in or out. That's why I say, who art thou to judge another man's servant? To his master he standeth or he falleth. Nobody else got the power to say anything over somebody except they Lord and they master. Y'all don't like them words though, so they go through one ear and out the other, and y'all just say, oh, that nigga crazy. But y'all call Christ your Lord. Y'all crazy. Order in the court. Understand, Christ is not going to allow you to say you love him and not have no order in your household. sisters, understand, if you don't have a man over you, you don't love Christ. You's a lie. That's what you is. Because there's many men out here that's teaching and trying to exhort people to return back to the Lord. And for you to say that you don't have no man over you, and you 2 years, 1 year in the truth, you don't care about God. You care about yourself, and you care about all the glory you get from all these men that'll sit here and act like they there to protect you. Our brothers are sleep as hell out here, allowing these women in their congregations to be single and not have no rule over them. And I'm hoping our brothers wake up from that, because it's a serious punishment that come with that, because you harboring the foolishness. You making it worse. You allowing our sisters to be whores to a certain degree. So, but anyway, I want to get back on Afghanistan. In that day, it's going to be something similar to what y'all seeing, sisters. Hold on. In that day, in that day, you're going to see the same type of thing going on, man. You're going to see brothers taking over, brothers as the police, brothers as the judge, brothers as the executioner. We're going to be running everything. And all of the women that thought that they didn't need a man, they was just going to twerk their way through life. Y'all going to have to pay for your sin, man. Y'all going to have to pay for thinking that you was equal to a man. You got to pay for that. There's judgment come for that. You got to humble yourself. You are not equal to a man. It's a reason why that you can't beat that man in a race to the corner. It's a reason why you can't pick up that bed, but that man can. You're not equal to him. God made a superior to you. You're supposed to look at him in awe. You should be in awe of the stuff that he can do that you can't do. But instead, you done made him into your bull, your servant, your horse and carriage. He just there to work for you. All that muscle and might was just there to put in work for you, huh? Imagine what these women in Afghanistan that was treating their husbands like he was just their servant. Imagine what they doing now. They begging for their life. They looking for a man that would be foolish enough to take a man and say, yeah, you was with me the whole time. You was submissive. I ain't gonna let the Taliban kill you. When the damn Taliban got a list of names of all the people that then sold out and was coons to America. They got a whole list of names. They coming for every last one of y'all. And just like in that day, when Christ give us our kingdom back, all the ones that was coons for America, all of us brothers are coming for all of y'all. Understand that. No coons will escape the judgment. Just like right now. I ain't gonna say just like right now, because some of them coons escaped. Some of them coons got on them flights. But know for certain, all of them did not escape. There's thousands, and they already said they cutting it off. They said they're gonna stop letting the Afghans through. You know what I'm saying? They letting through Americans, but they're gonna stop letting the Afghans through. And I mean, it's common sense, man. I mean, these people trying to flee their punishment, trying to flee their country and they own ways to be coons for America. I cut that shit off too. The problem is we so Americanized, we think that America can do no wrong. Well, America just left all them people to be slaughtered by the Taliban. Y'all tell me if it's wrong or not. They go over there, teach these people all these ways, all these corrupt ways against their society and against their own people. And then set up women judges, have women have their own businesses and yoga studios and all this. When before, women didn't have no businesses. Women had to be with men. A man was accompanied by a woman. I ain't gonna say they were accompanied by a man. A man was accompanied by the woman. The woman's purpose was to be with the man and assist the man on things that he had to do. She didn't just come out and just go do what the hell she wanted to do. She came out to assist her husband, as in the old days. Now, there's some things that I'm sure Taliban is doing that's probably wicked as hell. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the hell they carrying on, but all the stuff that I hear America complaining about ain't seeing. All the stuff I hear America complaining about is not letting these little girls go to school, not letting women have power. I mean, all of it really got to do with women. Women. And why? Because that's a attack on, or that's a slander. I ain't gonna say a slander. That's a hit against America. Just that image being portrayed on TV of women being in subjection, and going from 2 weeks ago where you could see women on the street, see their faces, and now you can't catch a woman's face on TV. That's a hit against America, because they try to act like they didn't just obliterated all order in the earth and turned everything upside down. And now you see that anybody getting a chance to see the true order and the true essence of a relationship, or how God say a marriage supposed to go, and they see a woman in a true order, that's a hit against America. That's a true devastating blow against America, because women are seeing this in other countries, and they like, man, if I ain't had no protection from America, what the hell would happen to me? It's waking up people. People starting to see that, hey, I can't live life the way I want just because I'm protected by a country. So a lot of this Afghanistan stuff need to be brought into play with the scriptures, so people can understand how it's going to happen in the end days. It's not going to be all flowers and candy. It's going to be something serious to where you ain't going to be able to say, well, this is just another day. Trust me. Yeah, man, I just wanted to touch on Afghanistan. Wanted to make sure that this was being looked at by our brothers in the community, in the Hebrew community, because this is a little preliminary, a little vision of what's to come. And that day come, man, there's a lot of brothers, like, think about how happy the brothers are right now. I say the brothers. Think how happy the Taliban is right now. The men in the Taliban. These dudes was in the mountains. I know America, they like, I can't believe he's talking look good on the Taliban. Man, I don't give a damn about America. America wicked as hell, evil as hell. All right? Half the shit they probably say about the Taliban is probably wrong. Now, I know they be over there wilding, cutting people's head off, doing all that. I ain't even worried about all that. I'm trying to make a point here. Think about how happy the men must be to go from living in the mountains, hiding from people that have took over your city, your government, to coming out the mountains, ruling your own government, taking your own country back, and putting all of the people back in subjection that chose to live under the regime of America. These men out there living like kings right now. When y'all can't say that yet. They get mad, talking about they going around door to door, taking wives and this and that. Yeah, that's what happened in war. That's what happened when people take back their country. They ain't gonna tell you that Americans over there raping people in every country that they having war in. They ain't gonna tell you that. They just want you to think that America's just over there, nice, good guys, thumbs up, give you a thumbs up, pat on the back, and walk off. These niggas over there, these white boys over there raping foreigners. Understand that. But Taliban over there actually taking wives, and they put, it's funny because me and my wife was looking at a message this morning they said the Taliban was turning women into, they was forcing women to be wives and wives as sex slaves. Wives as sex slaves. Why they say that? Because they want to paint a different picture for you as being a wife over there. They're like, no, we don't mean just be wife. Please, let us elaborate. We mean a sex slave, meaning you have no say-so in nothing. You're just there to give him sex. They want to paint the worst picture for you in the world. No, they're taking these women on to be wives. And these women have to be in complete order, complete subjection. They said they taking women to be wives for their fighters. They going house to house, and they getting young women from 15 and up and 45 and down to be their wives. Now it sounds like, oh, that's messed up. Guess who they taking them from? These coons. That was coons for America. That went and kissed America ass and went and got all the benefits from America and didn't come out to the mountains to mess with their people, their real people. That's who it is. And nobody want to look at it from nobody else's point of view. You just want to see it from yours. But like I said, imagine how the brothers feel coming out of there and coming in and taking over that land. Just know, man, when we get that day where we able to take back power over our household, no white man be able to tell our woman that she don't have to listen to us, it's going to be a glorious day, man. We're going to love that day. And it'll be a soft man today that'll say that he won't love that day because he's scared. But a real man going to tell you straight up, the woman do not need to be in a position of power. She wasn't created for that. That's not my opinion. It's just how God did it. She was created to be in full subjection. He said, I suffer not a woman to teach nor to usurp authority over the man. 1 Timothy chapter 2. She's not allowed to usurp authority over a man. That means she's not allowed to be no judge, no police officer, no sheriff. No, these women are not in a position to be these things. That's not their job. But America will fool you. Without backup, the woman couldn't be a police officer. So in Afghanistan, they done went over there and lied to everybody and told them this is the way of life and that they could sustain this way of life. And now America running out the back door on them. And the Taliban coming in the front door, kicking their feet up. The real men came out the mountains, and these weak men that America then took over just gave up the whole kingdom. America was like, we didn't think they was gonna last. We thought they were gonna last longer than that. Well, you had the suckers. You had a group of suckers. The Afghan army was full of a group of suckers that would become coons to America. That's all it was. That's why it was so easy to take it back over. Because you had the real niggas in the mountains. They came out, just walked in the place like, look here. Y'all already know what it is. And it was over. Look at the reports. They said they took over without hardly firing a shot. How is that? Because the real niggas was in the mountains and the coons was working with America. And all of the coons are out there getting judgment. And they'll say, I'm wrong for saying it. They're getting judgment for being coons. It's going to be judgment for being coons here in America. Big time judgment. Not because I say so, because the scriptures say that all of them that's joined to them, they're gonna be thrust through. I didn't write it. But y'all think it's okay to be coons, man. All coons and all sisters that think that they don't have to obey their husband, y'all need to be paying attention to what's going on in Afghanistan, because your judgment is coming soon. Understand that. Shalom.